We're going to talk about the new drill presses we have. These are called DVR drill presses. It does not stand for digital video recorder. It stands for digital variable reluctance. These are completely different from the machines we've had in the past. This is a direct drive unit. The unit will also pick up speed when it needs to if you put an excessive load on it where the old machine used to stall. I want to go through a couple of drill press basics to begin with. Okay, this is common to most all drill presses. One, when you put a bit in the chuck, it's important to use all three positions to lock the bit in. 1, 2, 3, to make sure it's tight. If you do not have enough strength to tighten it, do not be embarrassed to ask somebody to help you. Everybody here will be more than glad to help you. If you do not, this is what happens to the shank.
Oh, it got all chewed up.
It gets all chewed up, that's absolutely correct.
Okay.
Okay, next basic. Before you turn the table, before you lower the table, you must loosen up the lock right here. Then you can crank the handle to lower and raise the table. Make sure to get it good and locked tight when you're done. If you think it's locked, it may not be. Okay, as you can see, it's still moving. So make sure it's good and locked. Now it's not moving. Okay. Next drill basic. Depending upon what you're drilling, you may need to clamp your piece. If you're taking a large piece like this, and you're drilling a 1/4-inch hole, chances are you don't need to clamp. However, if you have a smaller piece, oh, this is about the same size. If you have a small piece like this, and you're drilling a hole like that, you need to clamp this piece down. You just can't cut it freehand. You can't drill it freehand. Okay, so those are just some basics. Next basic is if you need to lock the spindle, that will lock the spindle in the down position. Why would you do that? If you need to put a sanding drum on here, that's one of the reasons I could use that. Next, this is a fast or quick adjustment. You press the button and raise it up or down. If you come off the top, there are springs in there, you will lose the spring and then you will be buying a piece. So be careful, do not come off the top. Next, on this drill press, this has an on and off switch. This, as it says, is for emergency use only. Only turn it off for emergency. Do not turn it off to shut the machine. There is an off button. There is a master switch on the machine, which you leave on during the day. That will be shut in the evening. In the evening, that will be shut. When you come in the morning, if you're the first one to use this machine, you will flip it on, and it'll take about 30 seconds for this machine to boot up, just like your computer boots up. Okay. I'm not going to show you all the functions. I'm going to show you the functions you need to know and to use on this machine to do standard drilling processes. Okay. So when you turn the machine on, what you have here is set is you have dimensions on there. This machine is set for 64ths of an inch. So as you lower this, you'll see that will change in 64ths. To break it down larger dimensions for you on the right, it will then convert for you, as you can see. I'm slowly lowering it. Okay, next, to get speeds, F1 will give you 250 RPM, F2 will give you 900, F3 will give you 1600, and F4 will give you 3000 RPM. All these three machines at this particular point in time are all set up identical. However, you can determine speed by turning the dial, one direction or the other. You can do this while the machine is off or while it's running. And as you do movements, you can hear clicking. Okay, remember that even though it may tell you you need a speed of 470 RPM on the chart, if you can't get 470, don't go crazy. 500 is close enough, 450 is close enough. This has an enter key. They call it confirm, just like you do on your computer. Right there it says confirm, and up here it says confirm. To confirm up here, you would press that button. To confirm here, you press that in. And I will show you how that works. To get into the menu, you would select menu. The first thing we're going to do is look at the very first icon. I can either enter that by hitting confirm or by using the other enter key. Select drill size or drill type, Forstner bit, and as you can see it tells you different kinds. Next, I can select the diameter of my bit. Press the enter key again, and then select whether I'm using a hardwood or softwood, and this time I'm going to use that confirm key. You notice it has set automatically to 500 RPM. I didn't have to turn the dial. So I don't have to check the list. It is right here for me to use. And now as you can see at top, it's set for 500 RPM. Another menu feature. This is user depth. And I'm going to put a bit in right now. One, 2, 3. Make sure that bit's locked in. Okay. I'm going to set this to 0 position first. Let me go back one if I may. My screen is telling me I'm at that dimension. I'm going to press 0. If you notice, I'm on my wood. That is now my 0 position. To set depth, I can go to menu, set depth, and I'm going to turn that until I get, let's say 1/8 of an inch deep. Now I'm going to confirm. Okay, to turn the machine on, I'm going to do that. As you can see, it's running. This is a very, very quiet machine. It's not like the old ones. You don't know this is running. As soon as I hit my depth, it stops. And you heard the beep. It tells you I've reached my depth. Okay. To clear that, I'm going to go back to menu. I'm going to go back to the same point I was at. I can use again either one of my enter keys. Excuse me. Go back one. And I'm going to make sure it's not in 0 position, but I'm going to make sure it's off. If I go to 0 position, this machine will not work the way you expect it to. And I'm going to confirm it. Okay? Then I'm going to back out of the menu by canceling. It takes you back to this menu. Next one we're going to do, self-start. I'm going to show you how right now self-start is turned off. It says off. I turn self-start on. Okay. So after I confirmed it, I had to go back out of the menu by canceling, and you notice this flashing self-start. Now as I lower the bit, you can see the machine is off. As I lower, it will start automatically. When I come back up, if I don't come up all the way, it will not turn off. When I get up all the way, it will turn off, and it goes back to self-start mode. The benefit of that is if I'm doing something like a cribbage board where I'm drilling 20 holes, I can keep doing that by drilling and drilling and drilling. And if I do this and it starts and stops, you notice it will tell me over here, I need to return to top. Return to the top and back in self-start mode. Okay, so I'm going to turn off self-start. I'm going to go back into the menu, go back into self-start. I'm going to take it off, and now we're in off mode. I'm going to cancel out of that process, and we're now back to the main screen. The next option you have is advanced modes we're not going to go into. No, that's it. We got them all covered, Mike.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you handle this drill press.